everybody, it's Cerisa. Today we're on location in the River Park Shopping Center. We're going to be visiting the Hangar Restaurant, which is right behind me. The Hangar has been open for just a few weeks. We're on the corner of Blackstone and El Paso, right off the 41 in Fresno. It's right by the Edwards Cinema. This restaurant, again, has been open just for a few weeks. They're a burgers and brew type of restaurant, but they're supposed to be really highly themed with airplanes and a little bit more of an interactive experience while you eat. They're open every day from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so that offers you a lunch and a dinner option. The restaurant itself, the menu, was created by a gentleman named Thatcher Mills, who was a classically trained chef, I believe, out of the Culinary Institute in Los Angeles, but don't quote me on that. And we're gonna head in there. We're gonna have lunch today, so I'm gonna get as much footage as I can. We're gonna order as much food as we can, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know what we think. Okay, so we are home now, and we just had a really big lunch. It was very enjoyable though. I am gonna say right off the bat, the highlight for me at this restaurant today was definitely the food. So before I get to that, I just wanna quickly explain why. When we went in, I guess I was expecting something. When I hear something is very heavily themed and it is going to have more of an interactive experience, the first thing my brain goes to is places like Rainforest Cafe, where you walk in and you're immediately immersed into a different type of setting. I didn't really get that feeling there today, but that's not to say that it wasn't well done. It's a really lovely burgers and brew type of a restaurant, and it was a really enjoyable experience. But it is a very open concept restaurant. It has concrete floors, brick walls, high ceilings, a lot of noise bouncing around, and fairly loud music. I didn't really notice that it was themed in any way. It was just more of an upbeat kind of a music that was being played. The tables are community style. So from what I noticed, they looked more like 4 tops and 6 tops rectangle tables, basically shoved together in several rows. And then there was an area that kind of went around a tiny bit that also had the same looking tables. There was one section with booths, but the booth was a half booth table. So again, it was a large community style table closer to the restrooms. The back wall was a booth style, and then the other side of the table was chairs just like everywhere else. They also have outdoor seating as well. I don't know if it would be a little quieter or not, because it is actually set up on the sidewalk and parking lot side of the restaurant, but it didn't seem too terribly loud at the moment that I was there, although there is a lot of traffic that does go through that parking lot, so just be aware of that. The seating, the chairs are all wood, and then outside looked like they were all metal. It was very kid-friendly. There were tons of children there actually, and I didn't outright notice any high chairs, but I'm sure they had them. And I did notice that they had a changing table in the women's restroom. I can't say if there was one in the men's or not. They have a kid-friendly menu. So the children's menu, I believe, was $7.50 per person. And with that was the typical fare, is what I call. They had PB&J skewers, hand-dipped corn dogs, I believe a hamburger and a hot dog, grilled cheese, and mac and cheese. Most of those came with, it looked like, French fries and a fountain drink. Now let's get to the food. It is counter service, so right when you walk in, you will immediately be presented with the line that you're supposed to go into. But as you walk up, there are paper menus that you can look at and hold on to personally, but there's also the large menu on the board behind you. They have hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, salads, tri-tip sandwich, I believe another type of a steak sandwich, and a lot of ice cream options for dessert. Now, we chose to have chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, chicken wings, loaded French fries, and milkshakes for our lunch today. They were delicious. The food itself is really well prepared. My chicken sandwich, which I chose the spicy chicken sandwich with everything on it the way that they serve it, and I would highly recommend the spicy chicken sandwich. It was ridiculously large, and probably 2 people could share it. Just FYI, it is pretty messy. It's huge. It's one of those sandwiches that you can barely get your mouth around when you first start it. And again, it's very shareable. Although I ate the whole thing, but that's just me. Don't recommend it. They also had burgers that were, they were the same size bun-wise and topping-wise. The burger, of course, was not quite as much meat as my chicken sandwich was, but the meat was very fresh, very tender, very perfectly done, and just really had a really great kind of flame-broiled, grilled kind of a flavor to it. So the burgers were really right on point as well. The chicken wings. Now I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say these are some of the best chicken wings I've ever tasted. They had a perfect crunch to them that I rarely have seen in the past. They weren't sloppy with sauce either. The sauce was on the side, so you could pick and choose your sauce level, and the wing sauce was actually pretty amazing. So we really enjoyed the wings. And then the loaded fries, I'm not gonna order again. They weren't bad by any means, but they weren't really anything to write home about. They were the little crinkle cut fries. They had a lot of what I would call nacho cheese sauce poured on top of them. And then some sprinklings of green onions and bacon over the top. And I believe a tiny drizzle of some like a sour cream. But really not a lot of loaded on top of the fries in my book. So those will be something that I'll definitely pass on next time and try one of the other sides, like maybe the onion rings or the sweet potato fries, which I believe come with an avocado mayo type of a dip. So, or avocado ranch dip. So anyway, the sides were, that we had, were okay. Again, go for the wings if you're gonna just, take a dive into that. They do have, I believe, beer, and I'm not sure if they had wine choices or not. So there are several beers on tap right behind you on the counter, and the server obviously gets that for you. And then I did see some bottles and some cans in a cooler below that. I want to say White Claw was something that I remember noticing, but I can't really tell you what else I saw there. I think that 805 and a few other things on tap. So if you're into that, you definitely want to check that out. As far as the ice cream option goes, they had about 6 different flavors of ice cream. And then from there, you could either just have ice cream, milkshakes, soda floats, or sundaes, or a banana split to obviously share. We chose milkshakes today. Again, I'm probably gonna pass on those next time. I just wanted to try it really just to see if it was something spectacular. The milkshakes are $6 a piece, and you only get one size option. They come with whipped cream and a cherry if you'd like, and they are a really good size milkshake. Again, I had strawberry. It was just a strawberry shake, but not bad, and it was hand spun as far as I could see. My hubby had a peanut butter milkshake that had chocolate chunks in it. So even though I'm not necessarily a fan, it really was good if you're into peanut butter and you love milkshakes. I recommend maybe trying that one if you're gonna go that route, or a sundae where you can pick your own toppings. Now, let's talk price. I really don't know what to say about it. I don't want to say it's expensive, but just for reference, we had 2 chicken sandwiches, 2 burgers, the smaller side of 6-piece chicken wings, 1 side to share of the loaded fries, and I don't know if I mentioned again, the 3 shakes and 1 fountain drink. So I wouldn't say that we really over ordered necessarily. We ordered a little bit more than we may normally as far as the milkshakes go, but our total was $80 for our lunch today. Now, I don't want to scare anybody away with that, because even though that was our cost, and you may run up that bill or larger if you have everybody wanting their own side and everybody wanting the more expensive end of the sandwiches, but I believe you can get away with a quick lunch there for about $10 if you're picky with what you order. Everything averages $7 to $12 per menu item, so you can get a burger for about $7, but most of them go up to about $11.50. If you get a hot dog, I believe they average around $9, $7 to $9. Again, the kids' meals are $7.50. The salads that look more like an entree salad averaged about $11.50. And then the dessert options were, $6 and up as well. Lastly, I want to speak to anybody that has dietary concerns or is vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free. Now, there weren't a lot of options that I would say were explicitly there for any of those options. Up at the top, I did notice that you could choose a black bean vegan burger patty to add to your sandwich instead of a regular chicken or beef patty. It is a $1.50 upcharge for that black bean patty though. And then they had for their gluten-free explicitly listed, it said they could lettuce wrap whatever it is that you wanted. So I've been to a lot of restaurants and I realize that many of them are like this. And if you do have specific dietary concerns, oftentimes you're left to make your own choices and have to pick and choose menu items. And again, you know, I know it can be tough at times, but they do have some minimal options there. And of course, lots of toppings so that I think you could build something and definitely make it edible. Now, I did ask somebody what type of oil they were deep frying everything in, i.e. was it a vegetable oil or peanut oil, something like that for other allergies and other concerns. Unfortunately, the employee did not know what type of oil was being used for the deep frying methods. So again, that's just something that you're going to have to make sure that they know what they're talking about whenever you go and place your order, if that's a concern for you as well. And with that being said, overall, I think it was a really well done burger joint. Quick note as well, they actually ask for your cell phone number instead of giving you a ticket or a buzzer. So after you order your menu items and you pay and you go to be seated, you will be getting a text, and that's how they tell you that your menu orders, or excuse me, that your order is ready, and then you go back up and you pick it up. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope that you get out and enjoy some of our lovely restaurants here in the Valley soon. And we are happy to see a new restaurant, obviously, in town. Food was really well done, and I plan to go back and get a chicken sandwich again. Thanks so much. Have a great day.